Tonight on KGW News, two young boys, 7 and 9, in a standoff with police and handling a loaded gun. How authorities used a drone to get to them safely. Plus,
he was grinning right before he jerked his wheel.
Upgraded charges for the driver accused of trying to run a motorcyclist off the road. Then, new at 11,
we need to stop testing on monkeys.
The push to get Oregon lawmakers to cut off funding as a researcher defends the work.
These animals are excited when they see me. I'm happy to see them.
And later, let the bidding begin.
I think Blazer fans should be performing cartwheels right now in their living rooms.
What a sale in the billions could mean for the future of Rip City. Welcome to the news. We start tonight with the latest effort to close down OHSU's Hillsborough Primate Research Center. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko. Today, animal activists gathered at the Oregon State Capitol hoping to convince lawmakers to help their cause. Catherine Cook listened in on the testimony and has the details. Catherine?
And David, we're also hearing from someone who actually works in the Primate Center and is defending what they do. As it stands, the bill animal activists are focused on does not protect primates, but they're hoping to change that.
Lindsay Verhiglig.
In Salem, lawmakers heard public testimony over Senate Bill 181A. It's designed to prevent public money from funding painful research on dogs and cats.
I'm here, however, to talk about the monkey in the room.
Dr. Lisa Jones-Engel and 43 others signed up to testify, calling on lawmakers to bar state-funded research on primates as well. They're focused on the Oregon National Primate Research Center at OHSU. Jones-Engel, who used to experiment on primates herself, works for PETA now.
For decades, primate models were believed to be essential for vaccines and drug development. But this isn't 1960 when the Oregon Primate Center was conceived.
We need to stop testing on monkeys.
Representative David Gomberg of Lincoln City is chief backer of SB 181A. He supports activists' efforts to augment the bill to include primates and even offered to write an amendment himself.
I believe that the Primate Research Center and its ongoing problems are a liability.
Critics accuse the Primate Research Center of mistreating the animals and causing accidents that harm them. OHSU argues their research saves human lives and can't be replaced. In recent statements, they said most of the animals live in outdoor family groups, receive excellent care, and also pain relief medication for painful procedures.
These animals are excited when they see me. I'm happy to see them.
Nathaniel Gard has worked at the Primate Center for 17 years. He's proud of the work he and his coworkers are doing.
These animals deserve the absolute best care that they can be given, and I feel like if there's any animal on this planet that deserves the love and compassion I have for animals, it is these animals at the Primate Center. And that's what I give, and that's what I see my coworkers doing as well.
Gomberg and others remain firm.
And we're saying we don't want to do this here in Oregon, not with public dollars.
Senate Bill 181A has passed the Senate and is currently working its way through the House. It's scheduled for a work session next Tuesday. We reached out to OHSU for additional comment tonight, but did not hear back. David, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Catherine. Appreciate your reporting on that. Let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now. One person is in critical condition after a shooting this morning in the Pleasant Valley area. This is on Southeast Ritchie Road just before 4 this morning. While investigating, officers found a home that had been hit by bullets, then learned later a shooting victim had shown up at the hospital. They want to talk to the person who dropped the victim off. Officers say they were driving a silver 2009 Subaru Impreza with Oregon license plate 737LQM. If you have information, you're asked to call Gresham Police. In Portland, a motorcyclist was killed on Southeast Powell near 80th this afternoon after a motorcycle and van collided. Officers found the motorcyclist with severe injuries. He was taken to a hospital but did not survive. The driver of the van stayed at the scene and is cooperating. Southeast Powell was closed for several hours. And a Molalla city councilor has been arrested and is now facing criminal charges in connection with missing funds, authorities say, from a middle school fundraising group. Ray Lynn Botsford was the former treasurer of a nonprofit parent group. Police say when another treasurer took over in July, they realized about $20,000 was missing. Botsford now faces 24 felony charges, including theft and falsifying business records. The nonprofit released a statement saying no student collected funds were lost and activities have continued as normal. The driver accused of sideswiping a motorcyclist and sending them sliding across a Beaverton highway last week has now been charged with attempted murder. A warning, we're going to show you the full video of the crash in the story. And while the rider there suffered only minor injuries, it may be difficult for some people to watch. Devin Haskins has the update.
Standing behind glass in Washington County Court Tuesday, Samir Pizzotto-Filho faces a new charge of attempted murder. That's on top of charges he's already facing of assault, reckless driving, and others.
At the spur of the moment, based on nothing more than some hand gestures and some yelling back and forth to try to kill another person with his car.
In the morning hours of May 5th, along Highway 26 near Cedar Hills Boulevard, you can see on this dash cam video, Corey Medeiros' motorcycle rides alongside Pizzotto-Filho's van. It appears Medeiros gestures at the driver, and then suddenly, Pizzotto-Filho rams his vehicle into the motorcycle, sending Medeiros to the ground and sliding across 2 lanes of the highway. Pizzotto-Filho then drives off. The motorcycle rider suffered cuts and bruises and a concussion.
Can you tell the court, as the defendant looked at you and made eye contact, what else did he do?
He was grinning right before he jerked his wheel.
Later that night, Pizzotto-Filho was arrested. Beaverton police shared these photos of the van and its damage. According to court documents, Pizzotto-Filho told police that he was a victim of a hit and run the previous weekend.
By all intents and purposes, these two people are strangers to each other.
In court, the defense argued that there's no proof that he's a danger to the public, citing lack of criminal history and the facts of the case itself.
By other witness accounts, both of them were going at high rates of speeds, and both of them were weaving in and out of traffic with the complaining witness.
The judge set bail at $250,000, and if he is released, he'll be under house arrest and cannot drive anything. Devin Haskins, KGW News.
Okay, let's take you outside now at the tail end of what was a cool and mostly dry day, 55 degrees in the Rose City as we make our way into the middle of May. Matt Safino's here with a first look at your weather impact forecast. Hey there, Matt.
Hey, David. We'll take a look at the sunset tonight from our camera in the Dalles. Quite a bit more sunshine and clearing on the east side of the Cascades, as is typically the case. Notice the northerly winds aloft, though, and they will continue to deliver occasional showers to us as we go through the rest of the week. Timberline right now, they've been getting snow, a couple inches in the last couple days, 34 degrees there. So a chilly night up at elevation. But the showers have all but ended around Oregon, a few around Burns down in Malheur County. Those will die off as we go through the rest of the evening. And we've been dry here in the metro area for several hours now. Tomorrow morning, 50 degrees at 8 a.m. By 11 o'clock, 55. We'll make the 60s by 2 o'clock. Get up to about 65 tomorrow afternoon. Again, there are morning showers in the forecast, but the rest of the day will be dry and we'll get some sun breaks. It actually looks pretty good. We get a little rain again on Thursday. That'll be later in the day. Heavier rain coming in Saturday. We'll show you how much and what happens after that in a bit, David.
Yeah, take the sun breaks while we can get them. Thanks, Matt. Okay, now to big news in the sports world where the Portland Trail Blazers are officially for sale. Rip City announcing the process to find a new owner is underway, something that has not happened since the late 80s. Now questions are swirling over who will buy the franchise, how much they'll pay, and whether they'll keep the team in the Rose City. Evan Watson takes a look.
The Portland Trail Blazers are officially for sale, fielding offers for new ownership.
Anytime a sports team gets sold, there's buyers in the wings that our ears perk up, right? These things don't sell all that often.
Former owner Paul Allen bought the team for $70 million in 1988. He died in 2018, leaving the franchise to his family's estate with a clear directive to sell the team and donate the proceeds to philanthropy. Sportico, a sports business platform, values the Blazers at $3.6 billion, and deputy editor Eben Novy-Williams says the Blazers could sell for more than $4 billion. He pointed to recent sales of other NBA teams, like the Boston Celtics, with a reported sale price of just over $6 billion this year.
Almost certainly, the Portland Trail Blazers are going to draw interest from multiple parties at a price tag higher than $3.6 billion.
Blazer fans might fear that new owners could decide to move the team.
I think it's unlikely. And I say that because the NBA is about to begin its own expansion process. If I was a Trailblazers fan, I know it's a concern, but I wouldn't be particularly worried about this team packing up and moving.
Potentially unique to this sale, Novy-Williams says that when an estate sells a pro sports franchise, that estate is often required to pick the highest bidder.
If you or I was selling a team, we could choose who the buyer was. We could choose the price. There's a lot of different levers to pull in terms of freedom about selling. Oftentimes for estates, there is a fiduciary duty to maximize the value of the asset for the estate.
The Blazers have yet to respond to KGW's questions about potential relocation or the selection process. Novi Williams says it could take around 10 months to select a new owner. Then, Blazer fans would learn how much the new owners choose to invest in the team's roster.
There's a whole bunch of people that have known this was coming for a while, had prepped their bids, prepped their offers, and now we're going to see a fairly vibrant process to see who's going to be the next owner of the team.
Nike founder Phil Knight offered to buy the Blazers in 2022 for $2 billion, but that bid was rejected. It's unclear who will bid for the team now that it's formally up for sale. The Allen estate said it's not selling the Seattle Seahawks NFL franchise or its stake in the Seattle Sounders MLS team at this point. Evan Watson reporting.
Well, we also heard from sports journalist John Canzano today, who connected the dots between a particularly poor showing in the NBA draft lottery on Monday and today's big announcement. He also pointed out this sale is about much more than just a basketball team.
You're buying a development in a city that has been thirsty for something big and important to happen. I think Blazer fans should be performing cartwheels right now in their living rooms because I think they're going to get an owner who is really going to be about trying to win and go for it. And you potentially are going to get an owner who also sees the vision of that surrounding area that could really be an asset to the city of Portland.
I mean, appreciate his optimism, right? Canzano said, well, fans might be concerned about the future of the franchise in the Rose City, given the NBA's plan to expand. He does not believe the team will move. Stay with KGW for continuing coverage as the sale moves ahead. Look for the latest on air, plus anytime on KGW.com and on our free streaming app that is KGW Plus.